Hello everyone, welcome to this virtual session. Today we're going to talk about DIGPA, the reflection cycle. We remind you that in teachinghelp.net platform, you will find more content to improve your teaching techniques. You will find courses, lesson plans, a community to share, formats, material for teaching, information about scholarships and jobs, about the website, and some other tools that we as teachers can use in the classroom. My name is Daniel Archila, and I welcome you to this virtual session. The topic of today is DIGPA. As you can see, this is a cycle. This is our first virtual session, and with us, we will have our virtual trainer, Karina Alvarado. She has a lot of experience in the teaching English field. In her academic experience, she has been in the Access SEAL program. She took the Teacher Assistant course. She took the SIT Best Practices in TESOL course. Also, last year, she took the Initial Trainer of Trainers certification. And she finished last year studying the Profesorado en Enseñanza Media at university. As her working experience, she has been an Access teacher. She has been a SEAL assistant teacher. She is currently working in the Prosperity English program. And she is also, this year, being a teacher trainer in the TTS. So please everybody, welcome Karina Alvarado. Hello, Karina.
Hello, Danny. Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. As you have already heard, I'm Karina Alvarado, and it's an honor to be with you here today. Sharing about DIGPA, I hope that this training is useful for you and you get to learn a lot on how to improve this acronym into your teaching.
Nice. So may you share with us what are the goals for today, Karina?
Sure. Well, we hope that by the end of this session, you're able to have a basic idea of what DIGPA is or how to use it in your lessons. Also, we would like to share our experience using DIGPA and present some examples about DIGPA and how we have used it in our lessons, and not only in our lessons, but also in real life, which is the fourth goal of the session. Show you how to use DIGPA in real life.
That's right. So we will have the opportunity to share with you guys some real examples about DIGPA and how this has helped our teaching techniques. That's right, Karina?
That's right, then.
All right. So might we start by this question. What is DIGPA? In your words, Karina, what is DIGPA?
DIGPA is, for me, a tool to use to reflect about something in specific.
There is a picture about, a man looking himself through a mirror. How is this related to DIGPA?
Well, whenever you are trying to reflect on something, as you can see on the picture, you tend to look back or to analyze specific things that you did, and you try to understand why you did those things and how can you improve and make it better the next time.
All right, so DIGPA is a tool that helps us see what we are doing wrong?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Like we focus more on the things that we need to improve rather than in the things that we did wrong, because maybe at that point of the time we didn't know that it was wrong, but when we were analyzing it, we discovered that it is something that we needed to improve.
Okay. So basically, DIGPA is kind of a mirror where we can see ourselves and we decide if we want to focus in what we are doing good, what we're doing bad, and improve it.
Exactly, yeah. Like we just take to improve everything, even if it was positive or if it didn't work as we had planned before.
Okay. So that it says it's a reflective tool. It stands for describe, interpret, generalize, and plan action. And it helps to develop skills more quickly and effectively. Okay. How can DIGPA help us develop skills more quickly and effectively?
It's been proved that when you reflect on your actions and you go back and analyze what you did in order to improve, you tend to develop skills more quickly and effectively. You are constantly improving yourself and improving your skills, so you're learning more skills to be better and improve whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that's right. I think this is a very important word, reflection, because I think, well, DIGPA is based on reflection, right? And we, most of the times, when we have some good, bad experiences, we don't reflect about it. We just celebrate if it was good, or we just think about what we did bad, if it went bad, but we sometimes don't do anything about it. But I think that reflection for we as teachers is a very important thing to do. Not only as teachers, I guess I think that as humans, reflection helps us improve, right? Like if we don't see what we did in the past and we don't reflect about them, we might commit the same errors in the future, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And as you were saying, it's not only a tool to use on when you're teaching, but also in your professional or in your personal life, because you can experience confidence and most importantly, self-awareness on what you're doing.
Self-awareness. What is self-awareness?
Being self-aware means that you're conscious about your actions, about what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. It's not that you just only do things because it happens, but you're actually thinking about your actions, the consequences it might have, and the effect it may also have.
All right. So by being self-aware, I am conscious about my actions and how I can I modify my behavior, for example? Can I
Yeah,
improve my behavior by being self-aware?
yeah, absolutely. Because you know what you're doing and you realize if you're doing something that might be not helpful for you or for the people around you. So you will try to improve those aspects in your life in order to be better.
Great to know. So tell us about this cycle.
Well, DIGPA, it's part of the experiential learning cycle, which was developed a little bit more by David Cole in 1974. You start with experience, then you got to analyze what happened in the experience. In the first step, you interpret and you generalize the experience that you had before, and then you go to create plans for action in order to improve in the experience that you were into in the last time. So DIGPA basically is not in one specific step, but it's actually in the whole circle.
All right. So the experiential learning cycle of David Hall um, includes DIGPA in itself.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And this experiential learning cycle is something that David Cole proposed because he realized that we as humans, we learn things in this way. Like since we are babies, kids, teenagers, youth, young and adults, we start having experiences. And if we want to develop a skill more quickly and effectively, we should describe what happened. Then we can interpret, analyze, create generalizations about that experience, why that happened, and then create action plans for that experience. So the next time we have that experience again, we will have the knowledge of the past with action plans in the present to have better results in the future.
Exactly, yeah.
Very understandable. So to see more clear where DIGPA is, DIGPA starts here. We describe the experience that we have. Then we have the interpretation and generalization part in here. And then the plan of actions, plans for action in the fourth step, the cycle. Okay.
Yeah.
So participants, if you want to check this information, there is this link that you can visit. There you will see the experiential learning cycle of David Cole and how DIGPA is immersed in this cycle. Now, let's work on an example about DIGPA. But before going there, these three are situations where we can use DIGPA for. It says after teaching a class, after having a significant experience, and to develop a specific skill. So, Karina, can we do DIGPA during a class or before a class? Or when is the right time to use DIGPA?
I believe, talking from my experience, that it is very important that you do it after class because you have more time to focus and reflect on what happened during the lesson, and you have all of the activities that you did very fresh in your mind. So you can actually focus on analyze the activities that you did, or focus on one specific activity that you think that went well, or one specific activity that you think that didn't go very as you had planned. You can do it it's very important that you have time to reflect and not only do it very fast just because you want to finish, or because you have to present a reflection plan or something to your coordinators, but it is important for you and for your students.
Yeah. And how can you do DIGPA? Can you do it alone by yourself? You need someone to guide you? You need an expert to guide you through the process?
Well, we hope, or I hope, that by the end of this workshop you're able to understand DIGPA and you can do it by yourself.
Okay. So DIGPA can be done by one person, by herself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. It says after having a significant experience. So I guess we cannot analyze our whole class in a DIGPA session, or we should better focus on one significant experience of the class?
I believe that it's important that you focus on only one significant experience that either hinder or help your students learning.
All right. So one significant experience of the class, one activity or one part of the class that we think that helped or hindered the learning of our students. Okay. Nice. And to develop a specific skill. So we can do it after driving a bicycle and having an accident, or after practicing any other skill that we want to develop, and we want to do it more effectively and fast, we can do DIGPA, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For example, if you're learning to drive a car and you go out and you realize that maybe you didn't use the car correctly, then you go through, you describe the situation, what happened and why do you think it happened, and then you go back to the manual and read, okay, this is why it happened, and then you go to your plan of action and improve the next time because you already know why that specific thing happened.
Nice. Have you done, well, I guess you are doing DIGPA all the time to improve your driving skills, no?
I am actually, I am learning a lot.
All right. Yeah, I am doing DIGPA mentally with designing websites, because I started doing it this year, but I had a lot of problems at the beginning. So little by little, I go doing this DIGPA cycle, reflecting about the experiences that I had, and I'm improving a little bit on this. So yeah, we can use DIGPA not only for teaching. Actually, DIGPA, I think it's a mental process that we can do every time we want to improve something that we did wrong or we did great. We can improve it by doing this cycle that you are about to see. So might we start with the example, Karina?
Yeah, I think it's about time to start.
Okay, so let's try. So this is a format that we can use to help ourselves go through the DIGPA process. Here we should write the date. Let's say today is the 19th, right? Yeah. 19th. Let's put students. I don't know about your students. So today we're gonna do a reflection, Karina, about your last class. Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, so tell me about your students. Who are your students? What's their age? What level of English they are?
Well, my students are from the tech program. All of them are girls and all of them are teenagers. I'm around 13 to 15 years old.
Mm-hmm. What level of English they are?
They are beginners. They're beginners.
Nice. You have to choose from that class. When was that class? Yesterday? Last week?
It was yesterday, yeah.
Okay. So from that class, you have to choose one specific situation, moment, part, or segment of the class that you think that helped or hindered your students' learning.
Okay. Well, probably I would say during the, let's see, we were playing some getting to know you activities or games, and in one specific, I was asking them to draw certain things about themselves that represented them,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that like at least 4 to 5 students, instead of drawing, were writing the same thing I had on the board.
Okay, so you already did the description of the experience, right? So I could listen that in the getting to know each other activity, that will be the experience we are analyzing now, right? Okay. What happened there?
Well, like I was giving them instructions. Like I was telling them that they needed to put on in the center of the page their name, in one corner their favorite sport, and in the other corner their favorite animal, their favorite object in the other one, and in the last one their favorite music or singer. And I did an example on the board where I wrote those words, and I also drew the in each aspect. And I was expecting them to do the same, like to draw their favorites,
Their personal information.
Mhm.
And what happened?
And like I told you, like 4, 5, 6 girls didn't draw anything. They were just writing the name of their favorites.
So 4 to 5 students didn't write anything?
No, like they didn't draw. The activity, or the main goal of the activity was for them to draw.
Oh,
Instead of drawing, they wrote.
okay. So you were expecting them to draw their favorite what?
Favorite sport, music, animal, and object.
Sport, no. Okay. And they didn't draw. What they did instead?
They wrote the name. Like for example, their favorite sport was soccer. They wrote soccer instead of drawing something that represents.
Yeah, right. And your goal was for them to draw.
Yes.
And they wrote. Okay. So that's the description. We have to give a clear, significant experience. In this case, was in the getting to know each other activity. It has to have a chronological order, which was just as you did. You described what happened through the activity in order, and you gave very specific details. Now, the interpretation. Here we have to explain. You have to explain why do you think personally that happened? What are your interpretations, reasons, or possibilities why this happened?
Okay. Yeah, I believe that the activity didn't go as planned because I spent a lot of time giving instructions, and I forgot that they were beginners, so they needed more modeling and shorter instructions rather than me talking a lot of time.
Okay, so Maya right, teacher believes she forgot
the level of my students.
Yeah. Another thing would be that students need more modeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And less instructions.
Students need less instruction. Okay, so less modeling and less instructions. So if they get a lot of instructions, they get like lost. They don't perform well at the end.
Yeah, and like from my interpretation, that's what I saw on their faces. I saw that they felt lost because I was talking too much.
Okay. Now, in the generalization part, you have to develop ideas about students' learning and participation. You have to create your own theories or conclusions. So, might you create a generalization about this for future occasions? What would your generalization be?
Well, for what I have read and I have learned about giving instructions, it is very important to consider the English level of your students. It's very important as well to give short instructions, to trunk your instructions, and to basically that. You need to take in consideration the time you're also talking. And you shouldn't take a lot of time, but it should be like very specific instructions and based on the level of your students. If they are beginners, then they might be some examples and also modeling rather than the teacher just speaking.
Okay, so more modeling, less teacher talking.
Mhm.
Okay. So you are the expert here, Karina. Do you think this generalization is okay?
Well, yeah, basically in the generalization, you're basing your description and interpretation. You need to take it to a theory or to a proof technique that other teachers have done. You can check on the internet, and there are many theories about giving instructions. Those are the main characteristics of giving effective instructions to your students.
So in this case, what will be the theory?
Well,
Instructions.
yeah, like delivering effective instructions to just deliver effective instructions. Not
Okay.
teach your students, but just deliver effective instructions.
So based on that theory on delivering instructions, what will be the future action plans or the future steps that you will take in the next class? If you have to teach this time, what will be something that you will do differently to have a better, for your students to have a better learning and participation?
Well, for the next time I teach, I will consider the English level of my students, and I will, like basing myself on that, I will take shorter time giving instructions.
Okay. So for the next time, teacher will consider the level of her students, and teacher will use a shorter time giving instructions. Will you implement something about modeling?
Yeah, I believe that that is also very important. Like I will, for the next time I teach, I will include more modeling on the instructions that I am giving because of the level of my students.
Okay. Nice. So with this format, now what do you do with it? Like you finish and you leave it there, or what should happen after we do this DIGPA session?
After I usually do my DIGPA sessions, I include my plan of action in my lesson for the next time. So I remember what I need to improve, and then in my next DIGPA session, I reflect on it. Or if I didn't, and how can I improve it?
Oh wow! So in your next class, you will basically copy this plan of action, and let's say you have it here. So this is your next class, and the first thing that you will see in your plan will be this.
Yeah, I mean, you are going to have your objective. You will have your objective for yourself.
Wow, that's very important to have this action plan visible the next time that we teach a class.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, because if
Okay,
you don't do it, then you're going to forget, and then you're not going to apply it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, thank you. So that was the real example, real experience about how to use DIGPA. Guys that you're seeing us in the virtual session, we will share this format with you, and you can download it. So you can use it for your own benefit. You can modify it as you want, and of course, it's free access for you. So, do you remember that time?
Yeah, I remember that.
So, based on our experience, what do you think about DIGPA? How important you think DIGPA is for English teachers to use?
Well, I think that reflection is a very important skill to develop as a teacher, because through reflection you can improve your teaching and you can help your students to learn in a better way. It is a skill, so at the beginning it might be hard, but with the time and if you're constantly using it, it gets easier and you do it faster. So you don't have to go through the steps. What is D? What is I? What is G and P? But you go instantly. This happened. This is why I think it happened. The theory says this, and for the next time I'm going to do this. So it's a matter of practice.
Yeah, that's right. We learned how to use this time ago, and once design started using it, not only for teaching, I repeat, things start happening faster and more effectively. The learning process is very helped by this cycle of describing the experience, interpreting about it, creating generalizations. And I believe that one of the most important parts of this is to create action plans. But more than that, to actually apply those action plans. Because we might just create beautiful action plans with smart objectives and everything, but it will not work if the next time we have the experience, we don't apply it. Okay, so our advice for participants. DIGPA is not for bad reasons. It helps improve our teaching. What do you think about it?
Yes, we told you at the beginning, we don't use this just to focus on the negative aspects, but on the things that we need to improve.
Yeah, guys, as you are seeing in the DIGPA session, don't use DIGPA only to focus on the bad things that happen in the experience. If you saw that something happened very nicely and that something new happened that has never happened to you, and you have that moment very present on your mind, that experience very present on your mind, that something new and good happened to you, you should do DIGPA. Don't just celebrate about it and get happy and just enjoy the moment. After enjoying the moment, you should do this DIGPA process. So I promise you that if you do it, in the next experiences that you will have a better outcome. If you apply the action plans, of course.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Practice it not only when teaching, but also in other situations. Yeah, I think that it's clear, no? We can use DIGPA when we want to learn how to drive a car, we want to learn how to design websites. If we are learning any other new skill, actually, I think that we can use it when we want to learn when we want to learn a different language, of course, and many other situations we can use it. Cooking, any other skill. Plans of action need to be specific and easy to retake in the next experience. What advice would you give teachers to do this?
So, try to make them smart. You need to actually achieve them and focus on the specific and meaningful experiences. Because if you focus on the whole lesson, it is not going to be easy. And your action plans need to be specific and easy to retake. And not make impossible action plans. Like for the next class, I will make sure that my students get 80% of the answers correct. I don't know, that's something you can control.
All right. You said something about SMART. What is SMART? Objectives.
SMART objective or SMART is an acronym that we use in order to make our objectives specific, meaningful, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You can get a lot of information on the internet about that.
So objectives should be specific, meaningful, achievable, relevant, and time bounded.
Yes.
Hello teachers, I hope you are enjoying this workshop. In the video, we mentioned that in SMART objectives, the M stands for meaningful. But I would like to clarify that the correct word is measurable. Remember, in SMART objectives, the M stands for measurable.
Yes.
Nice. I think we will address that in a future session.
Yeah.
But if you teachers can look for it right now on the internet, you will find tons of information about it. And yeah, just as Karina said, your objectives should not be my students will be perfect on pronunciation in the next class. Like that's something very general, and you cannot control that. So if you start using SMART objectives in your classes, and in DIGPA process, you will see that it's actually something achievable, something meaningful for you or for the students, and relevant and time bound. There has to be a time where you do that. Sometimes we think about many things to do in the future, but we never say when to do it, so we never do it. Take your time when reflecting. Yeah, I would say that when we are reflecting, like in this situation that we had right now, we should take the necessary time to go back to the experience, to really look, to really think about why we think that that experience happened well or wrong, and take your time. If you are under pressure, if you are doing it just because you want to deliver the report or just because you want to practice it, but you don't have time to do it really, it will not be very effective. If we take our time to actually digest the information, to create good action plans, we can have a better outcome. Like, I don't know how much time we took doing the DIGPA process. I think those were 10 minutes or less. So I think it's a very valuable time because it helps us a lot for future outcomes. No? Yeah. And final comments about DIGPA. I will say that from all the sessions and all the topics that we're gonna see, these reflection cycles, DIGPA, is one of the most important ones. Like, I truly believe that if without reflection, without us going back to the experiences and learn from them, we can never improve. That's my final comment. Without reflection, without reflection, it's very hard for us to improve our teaching skills. That will be my final comment about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Reflection is very important, not only in teaching, but also in your life. And if you start doing it, at the beginning it's going to take you time, but later on you will master it and you will be using it in all the aspects of the life at all times. And I'm sure that you're going to start improving many things in your personal and professional life.
Yeah, that's right. So to finish, we have this beautiful quote. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Beautiful quote, no?
That's true, yeah.
Okay, so teachers, thank you for participating in this virtual session about DIGPA. We hope that this helps you a lot with your teaching skills. If you have questions, comments about this, you for sure can contact us. You will have my contact, Karina's contact in Teaching Help platform. And for sure, we will be here to help you. We believe that sharing this knowledge with you is super important for we to achieve a better education system in Guatemala. And that's it. Thank you, Karina, for being here. I appreciate it so much. Hope to see you in the next sessions. And this is the end of the session. Thank you for participating, Karina.
Thank you, Danny, for the time, and thank you everyone as well for coming and watching this video. I hope that you actually learned something meaningful for your life and for your students.
Thank you, Karina. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys, and see you in the next one.
See you.
Bye, Karina.
Bye-bye, Danny.